mile now. Happy Thursday. We got over the hump yesterday and able to enjoy this awesome recovery run. Yesterday was a big hurdle, huh? We had a pretty good and intense session, didn't we, Evan?
Yes.
Today we have a 7-mile recovery run with 5 70-meter hill sprints. But I'm going to spend this run talking about how the session went yesterday. Because even though we felt the need for speed, what we really needed was a camera battery. And I messed up. I left it at home, and for the first time I missed a day of uploading a video for the vlog. So apologize for that. But I seized the day, spent a little extra time with the kiddos. We went out and had some fun, and I also took a little time in the afternoon to meet a friend, had a little adult fun, so making lemonade out of lemons. Yesterday we ran 9 miles total. That included a session of 6 times 800 meters. This was an interval session, so we did the 800 meters at 5K race pace. And we took an active recovery of 2 minutes in between each interval. The general rule of thumb for recovery between intervals is between 50 to 100% of your interval time. So if it takes you 4 minutes to run an interval, then you can rest between 2 and 4 minutes. All of the metrics that I'm going to share with you for yesterday's workout will be my metrics. But we ran yesterday as a pretty tight group, so you can assume that the split times for each of the intervals are the same for me, Cole, Evan, and Denny. We started off with a nice 3-mile warm-up, jogging at easy pace. We made a concerted effort to do our warm-up at easy pace to get a sweat on. It's easy to kind of be mentally careful and do the warm-up at a very slow jog and try to save energy for the workout, but that never works. It's better to get a good sweat on, get your heart rate up a little bit so that the first 2 intervals are not such a big shock. After we got a good sweat in, we started our intervals. But before I get into that, let's do some hill sprints. So yesterday we ran in 3 groups. Coach Alex ran solo. Denny hung, Cole, Evan, and I, we ran as a group. And then Brian ran with his running club first, got them started, and then joined us in the middle of the intervals. I took our group out pretty conservatively on the first rep. And we splitted the first 400 in 2:58. We jogged 200 meters and then jogged in place until the 2-minute active recovery time was up. Then we split the second 400 meters in 2:56. The first 2 intervals were pretty tough. Our heart rate was just getting into threshold zone and was about touching VO2MAX. So since we were touching VO2MAX for the first time, it was a very, very uncomfortable feeling. One that we were very not used to, and it's a bit of a shock actually. But I just had to remind myself that this is normal, and it always feels like that. I just have to get on the line. I have to start that 3rd one, no matter how much I don't want to, and it'll feel way better. Getting through that mental barrier is really important. It's not just having the lungs and the heart and the legs. It's also having the right mindset and then going out and getting it done. So I just want to say to my friend Ku, Pull the trigger, bud. You got this. You can do it. One short interval at a time. Pull the trigger. Put a lot of broken efforts all together. And then after you gain some confidence, then try the sustained, unbroken tempo run. I know you can do it. We split the third rep in 255, and then we followed that up with a fourth rep in 256. At this point, I sensed that the kids were struggling. Cole's struggle was audible, and Evan was going hands to knees at the end of the fourth rep. So I decided to give Evan a little bit of responsibility and asked her if she wanted to lead out the last 2 reps or the last rep only. She chose to lead the last 2 reps. So I encouraged her and she took us out for a split of 259 in the 5th rep. This was not the goal. We were trying to go under 258 for all of the 400s. However, I was okay with this because I could sense the entire group was struggling a bit and needed a small break. I didn't feel like it would sacrifice a lot of VO2MAX time. And when I looked at the data later, I was right, so it was a good hunch. After Evan took us out on a more conservative 259 split, I asked her to pace us for something a little bit more pressured, and she did it really, really well, nice and even, and took us around the oval in 256. I talked to Denny afterwards, and he agreed that that felt a lot easier than what it felt like last season. We never really had to go to the well, and in particular, I was able to surge in the last 150 meters a little bit and do it pretty comfortably. I never had to go hands to knees, and I could talk most of the way through all of the splits. I went back and looked at my heart rate data, and I was really pleased to see that I spent about 9 minutes of threshold time and about 7 minutes of VO2max time. And for me, that's really, really good. What I especially liked was I was able to spend that time at threshold and VO2max and still have relatively comfortable feeling. My RP was pretty positive, and today is the next day and I have no soreness. So I'm pretty pleased with where I am right now as far as my fitness, my ability to clear lactate, and being about 8 weeks out, my readiness for the Long Beach Marathon. Super stoked. I'm really happy about where Evan is right now in her marathon training because she really crushed that track workout. I feel like Evan is more of a strength-based runner, and she needs volume. She needs mileage rather than speed work, especially at this stage of her life where she's a little bit less muscular and less of a high-speed runner. But she has really good ability to clear lactate and to maintain steady effort. So she was able to really improve her VO2max fitness through this marathon training block. And even though she's a low 19 5K runner, I'm pretty sure that she's well under 1830 shape right now. So really well done, Evan. Super proud of you. I regret not having the camera battery and missing all that awesome footage. It was such a sunny, beautiful day yesterday out on the track. I promise I will never make that mistake again. Cool, I haven't forgotten about you. I'm gonna talk a lot more about training in heart rate zones and kind of taking the worry out of overworking. Just ran out of time a little bit today. So I'll make sure to make that a topic coming up when I can handle it. Thanks everybody for watching this far along in the video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Hope you have a fantastic day and a meaningful run. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.